Hello, friends. This is Alia Jamal, the Heart Mentor. We are meeting for our weekly workshop, and today we are talking about something that lives within all of us, but it's a very rare that we can see it, or we can talk about it, or we can pinpoint it. And that is the very unique soul's energy that lives within you. So today's topic is the gift of being you, your soul's unique or embodying your soul's unique design. I'm just going to check something very quick. Yes, that is the topic that we are talking about today. So usually when I am preparing for the workshop, I prepare for it a day or two in advance. I know what I'm going to talk about. I put it in a flyer, I put it on social media, but this time when I sat down, this workshop wanted to be channeled. So I'm going to keep in front of us the topic, the gift of being you, and also how you can embody your soul's unique design, and I'll just let the rest flow in. When I just look at the topic, the gift of being you, how can you really be you? Now, most of us, we feel that we are being our most authentic self. We can speak our truth without caring what other people think. We can share our opinion. Sometimes it's happening in social media, sometimes it's happening in your personal conversations. But when we say the gift of being you, that is not what we mean. Most of the time, that is our ego. What is ego? Ego is the conditioned personality. You might be very outspoken because as a kid, you were told not to speak up. And as a rebellious, you spoke up more and more and more. And now you're very outspoken, you're very bold, you're very loud, and you think that is your truth. My friend, that is your ego. That is your conditioned self. But when we talk about the gift of being you, we are talking about the soul that lives within you. And I have gone through a personal journey and continue going on that journey. When you start walking towards your true self, what you discover is very different. The way I speak today, the way I think today, the way I interact with people, it's a very, very different than I used to. What was that? My conditioned self. I'm still working through parts of it and walking towards the truest part of me. So now that we have that clarity, ask yourself, are you really being a gift to yourself first? Like, it's one thing to have the desire to really become that truest version of you, but let's just say right now, are you being a gift to yourself? Are you helping yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, that you can see at yourself and you can say, wow, I am so good to myself? Or are you being a gift to others? Like, do they really look at you and they realize, oh wow, look at, like, this person in their presence, I can just flourish every time I meet with them. I just become, it's like a gift. It's like a beautiful surprise that is going to elevate me. Is that how people feel? So that is one way to look at it. But when you start walking towards the truest part of you, that is when you really start feeling that you are a gift from the Creator to the world. That is what each and every one of us are. I'm a gift to you, and you are a gift to me. Why? There's something very unique within each and every one of us. What I have, no one else in the world have. Which you have, no one else in the world have. So you're a gift to me, I'm a gift to you. And the reason God created the world the way it got created, that we live in communities, we have family systems, we have different division based on countries, borders, this and that. We all are a piece to a puzzle. No one country can survive on their own. No one human can survive on their own. We all need each other. We need each other's energy eventually. Maybe like, for 2 years you're not being social and you're just being a hermit. That's okay. But eventually we all need each other. And we all are part of a big puzzle. I bring a solution, you bring a solution. But if I'm not even digging deeper within me, if I'm not even going deeper into who I really am at a soul level, then I will never discover that I'm a gift. I will never discover my gifts and I'll never share it with anyone. Isn't that how most of us are living? And then we say life is so hard. Life is hard because you're not even living you're not even going with the flow of life itself. And that life is deeper within you. That's not like, okay, today is the next day and now tomorrow is the next day and I carry on my routine. That's not what life is. That's not what living life is. You truly start to feel the joy and energy of life when you start becoming curious. Who am I outside of this body? Who am I if I am not the behavior and the thoughts and the actions that I take? What is that part of me? What is the gift that part of me holds that I can embody? I can benefit from it. And then I can benefit other people. Or I can bring that gift to other people. Like that is what makes life so much easier. Like my life used to be just as hard as your life is, but it became easier. It keeps becoming easier and easier, and I am more present. Why? I am not looking outward, I am looking inward. What is within me that I can dig out? How can I become the gift that this world needs? What is so unique and special within me that, my soul decided to come here on the planet at this very specific time? That is what makes us very unique. And that is how we can truly become the gift that we really are. So there are few things in this topic that, if they're not obvious, I'll highlight them. One is authenticity. And when we talk about authenticity, usually we talk about like, I'm not going to hold back and I'm just going to say whatever is within me. There's another layer to authenticity, and that is being able to see who you are beyond this body. Because when you're there, then you can be truly authentic with body and soul, not just pretend to be. Let's say, um, I want to go talk to someone, have a confrontation. Now I'll say, well, I am a very authentic person. I'm going to say, go there and I'm going to say my piece, right? At the same time, there's that fear. There's that fear that what if they reject me? What if they get hurt? What if they don't like what I say? What if then, I'm not part of the cool crowd? That's part of being human. Now, when we add spiritual authenticity to it, where you do understand your soul living in a body and um, not the other way around, when you do realize who you really are, then you walk into that conversation realizing that person is you to like you two are together to begin with. That person and you are one. There's no separation. There's separation in physicality. There's no separation in energy. When you walk in there with that attitude, you will be able to say the piece that you want to say without making the other person feel small or less than you. And you will help them feel seen and safe, even if it's the most difficult conversation you're having. But because you have realized who you realize who you authentically are in your energy, in your essence, in your being, then that conversation becomes empowering for both of you. And the more we go deeper into connecting with our soul, connecting with that part of us that has always been true, It was true when the day you were born. It was true when you went through that childhood trauma. It was true when you went through the series of crazy relationships. It was true the day you got laid off. It is true in this moment. When you start to connect with that truth, that is when you really become authentic because what leaves your field then? Fear of being rejected, fear of what other people will think of you, fear of what if happen if other people don't validate you. That starts to leave you. That is when you can truly become a gift to yourself, to everybody around you. Because when a person starts to embrace who they really are, again, as a soul, not just as a conditioned self. Because the thing about conditioned self is, our ego self is, it can change. Yesterday you were a lazy person, today you're a workaholic. You can't even take a time off. Yesterday it was so hard for you to go to one job and you were dragging your feet, and today you are working three different places. See, that part can change. What stays constant is this deeper part within you. It is always there. That wisdom is not just something we get when we turn 40 or 50 or when we go through life challenges. That wisdom have been there all along. And the more I work with myself to discover that part of me, the more I realize whatever I am doing right now, it's been within me all along. It's not that now I became aware of my spiritual team, my guides, and now I can communicate, now I can connect with other people, their higher self. I've been able to do that all along. What a beautiful gift giving to yourself, where you come to that acceptance, and then what a beautiful gift for other people. Now let's jump into the embodying the unique soul's design that you are. One of the conversation I had earlier this week with one of the participant in Unlocked Heart right now is we got into a conversation about our soul, and they said that they believe that coming to a human body, going through is a punishment, and it's so hard, and one day will be over. And what I was sharing is what a privilege it is to be in a human body. And, they said that, well, I'm not seeing that privilege. Where is the privilege? So, see, that kind of rhetoric or that kind of narrative have been taught by religion all along. Because when we take out spirituality from the religion, when we take out the journey of the soul from any religion, and I personally study all, so I can speak on behalf of all of them. And it's not that I'm studying sitting home from a book or from AI or from Google. I actually go to those places and I am studying it from that lineage. So that's why I can say it the way I'm about to say it, that when we take out the spirituality and only religion is left, that is when you can that is when we start looking at things differently. We start to bring in fear, we start to bring in guilt, we start to bring in shame. And just a side note, wherever you are going for your spiritual nourishment, if whoever is speaking from the podium, I will say, if you're getting fear, if you're getting guilt, if you're getting shame, my friend, that is not the message that comes from the creator. That is human interpretation. So let's come back to where we were. So we are told so many negative things about being a human. We are told so many negative things about you being here, that it's a punishment to be here. So let me share a different perspective with you. If you haven't already heard me talking about it, coming to a body requires being part of, I would say, a special team where you say, I'm going to volunteer to go down. The only reason you could volunteer because you are, I would say, at a specific stage of your own soul development or your soul growth or your soul expansion. So your ex-husband, volunteer. The person you hated or the person who bullied you in your middle school is a volunteer. All the things you don't like about current politicians or current human condition, they all are volunteers. Every single one of us is a volunteer at the soul level to come into a physical form and bring very unique light with us and share that light with each other so we all can remember who we really are. And it's a privilege to be that carrier. It's a privilege to be that messenger. That is who you are. That is who I am. But what happens when we go to the birth canal, when we are born, or whether you're born through C-section, when you go through the birthing process where you meet the air for the first time, you forget it. You forget who you are. So then what happens? You start to get layers and layers of conditioning. And then you live the way your parents lived, or you live in a rebellion to how they lived. But everything is like a push and pull in life. And then you're a teenager and then you feel lost. And then sometimes we do crazy thing as a teenager, and then you're trying to find yourself, and maybe you're somewhere close to your 40s and you're like, what in the world am I doing here? It must be a punishment. And no matter which religious institute you go to, sit there for 5, 10 minutes. Most of them will help you realize definitely it's a punishment. So we all are trying to be really good humans so we can go back to heaven. But in truth, what human are created to carry within us when we start to share that, first, when we start to discover that, and when we start to share that, that is when we create heaven on earth. That is when we create harmony. That is when we create environments of unconditional love. But it all starts within you. So your soul is carrying a very unique light. My soul is carrying very unique light. And we all are meant to bring it together. That's not a punishment. To me, that's a privilege to carry the light. So the kids who are not born yet, they don't have a human body available. They need two people to come together and have the intention to create a child, or maybe not the intention to create a child. They're waiting for that moment. Me and you, we are not. We are already here. Or the kid who was born yesterday, or the kid who was born a minute ago. It's a privilege, especially given the unique time that we are alive in right now. If you do follow astrology, like if you're on my newsletter, I have been sending a weekly, not a weekly, a monthly forecast. And the cycle we started in April, when I believe it was between April 13 to April 19, um, 5 or 7, either 5 or 7, I'm forgetting right now. Stars came into alignment. First time in the recorded human history we have experienced something like that. What was it? We started again at 0 point. Humanity has started again at 0 point. We can rebuild ourselves into a completely different version of ourselves, not just on a personal level, at the level of the collective. And you are going to see how many wonderful changes are going to happen in the next 7 years. We are seeing, with AI, things are shifting. People are getting confused, but eventually we'll find hold of ourselves, and we will understand that this is a tool, and it's not taking over you. It's a tool. You still carry that light. The world still needs that light. So we are privileged, I believe, especially if you're alive and in a human body right now, and especially if you realize, my friend, you are the gift. You're not just a gift. You are the gift to yourself and to this world. Now, when we come to uh, think a little bit about the unique design of the soul, every soul has its own, I would say, unique color. And then there's different shades to the color. This is something I like to do on in my personal time. That is the study, very fascinating study that I like to do is understanding the soul and its journey through time and all the different things about it. Whenever I am channeling or I'm not running from a script or notes, I do yawn. So it's all good. I am not sleepy at all, even though I would love to take a nap after we are done here. So every soul has a very unique design to it. If you have ever delved deeper into human design, or if you do study, that is my favorite thing to study, different star seeds, you will realize that how unique you are and how many things come together to create not just your body, but your soul at the light level. Because our soul is pure light. It's not material, it's not physical. Your body is material and physical. So your soul is pure light. And it is one of a kind. There's nothing else like it. And if you don't believe that, I'm going to invite you to look at the faces of cats or dogs. Pick one and find at least 50 cats or 100 cats. Maybe go to a shelter and look at each face of the cat. Cat is, something very small in our world, something very small. And the way creator has created even cats, they have unique faces. No two cats are alike. So imagine the soul that is going to carry a very specific gift for the rest of the humanity. How unique that would be. Now, don't just leave it up here. Let it come here. Feel from here that there's only one of you. You are that unique. There's nobody else, nothing else in the universe that is like you. That is how unique your soul design is. Now, again, if you want to go deeper into this thing, you can study human design, you can study your soul path, you can study like all these different charts. Once again, my favorite is star seeds. You can study about that and you can learn who you are at the frequency of your soul, at the light of your soul. That is going to give you a little bit of a hint to the gift that you carry. Now, I can tell you I'm a star seed Palladian, and my soul has literally come here to help others embody, I would say, unconditional self-love or unconditional love, but also heart mastery. I have done many, many charts. That's exactly what my soul has come here to do, heart mastery. So, what I had to do first, heart mastery myself. Continue learning it every single day. I'm nowhere at the level of master. I'm a student. I would always be a student, but that is something I had to go through on my journey. I was stuck in head all day long, all the time. But universe helped me come to my heart, unlock that gift within me, and now share it with other people. But something very unique happened when we do start discovering our soul's gift. Um, your current reality, it starts to fall apart. And that is when we get scared. That is where we pause and we run back to the safety. I personally did that when my reality started to fall apart. I was holding on to everything, um, and holding it together as long as I could till I realized this is not for me to hold anymore. Let go and let the newness or unknown unfold right in front of you. So that is something you'll go through as well. But that is why most of us are not on this path where we can truly embody the unique design of our soul because we like things to be safe. We like things to be familiar, even if they're unhealthy or chaotic. That is the bubble we want to stay in. And that is where we usually stay. So when you start to walk onto this path where you're discovering I'm a gift and how can I be a gift to others, self-loyalty becomes even more crucial than any other thing. And that's not just loyalty to your body, that is loyalty to your soul and your soul's mission. And the more you lean into that, how can I be more loyal to my soul? Then you would be less bothered by when people are leaving your space, when new opportunities are coming, random things are happening. You're not going to go so much into self-sabotage at that point because that is body acting up. So, this deep connection with realizing that you are a gift and to yourself, and then you're a gift to the world as well. It becomes easier to embody your soul's unique design because then you start moving beyond the ego, beyond the conditioned self, and you start to connect with what is deeper within me. How can I bring it out? How can I be okay with accepting myself where I am, however I am? And on that journey, I can tell you're going to find mentors, you're going to find friends who are going to be part of your soul family. You would not be related to them through blood, but you would definitely be related to them through your soul's lineage, and you're going to meet them. Like, you become a magnet to people who are like you start attracting them. But most importantly, that is when you start feeling that life is very easy. It's effortless because now you're in flow of who you truly are. So if anywhere you feel that you're stuck, you would like to have a conversation with me, if you want me to help you create that shift, you can go to my website, aliajmalcoaching.com, and you can book a session with me. You can book a consultation with me, or you can just send me a DM and I can help you on embodying the gift that you are first for yourself and the gifts that you can bring out and you can share with the world. And one thing I always like to emphasize, my friend, world needs you. World does not need, like, we always talk about, well, we need cleaner environment, we need better leaders, we need better policies. What we really need is individuals who want to elevate themselves. That is how we are going to elevate everything around us. So, with that, we come to a conclusion, and I am grateful whatever came through me. If it benefits you, I have done my job. If there's any question, concern, comments, please reach out to me. If there's a topic you would like me to teach about, please reach out to me about that too. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.